Hi everyone, this is Carolyn, and today we're going to make a gratitude journal with a happy planner. And I had done a podcast this week on 1 Thessalonians 5:18, and it says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." And I mentioned in that podcast about making a gratitude journal. Now, about writing down things. And so I'm going to do this gratitude journal in the Happy Planner. And this is, I got this from scrapbook.com. They had it on sale the other day. I thought that it would go great here on this page. So the first thing we're going to do is just decorate this part here. I'll grab some washi tape and tape that down. So we're taking, this is Distress ink, some ripe persimmon. So we're gonna go in with just the orange and the orange parts. And I thought of just doing this like a stencil because it's easy to write over the top. I think we're gonna put a tag down here too somewhere, but this would be easy to write over the top of it. And I think I'm getting Distress Oxide. Yes, I am. Okay. So then we are going to take a different color. This is some Recollections. So this is some Recollections gold. And I got this at Michael's on one of my trips to Michael's. And if you want to listen to the podcast, I'll put a link in the description. Then we'll take that off. And we've got that decorated in orange and gold. And then I also got this from scrapbook.com. It is rub-ons. So how you do rub-ons is, let's see. I want to do this part here. Me and my friend did rub-ons from the dollar store once, and we figured out that it's better to cut out the part you're going to rub on rather than to keep the whole page on. So put that there. Make sure it's straight. And it comes with a little stick to rub it on. And so in my podcast, I was talking about 3 ways to practice gratitude when life is really hard. And if you listen to my podcast, I just recently started doing it again. It talked about the mountains that I've been facing for the past 1.5 years or so. There we go. Oops, there's a little bit that didn't get right here, so we'll just do that a little bit more. But anyway, I talked about how we have gratitude when in hard things, when we're going through hard times. Because one thing that I learned was that having gratitude when you're going through a really hard time really helps with mental health. So let's see. I'm also gonna do, which one do I want to do next? I think I want to do this. I definitely want to do this blessed here. We'll cut that out. So I talked about some of the things that have helped me. So I talked about some of the different things that have helped me get through. And one of the things that me and my husband started doing is we started thinking at the end of our day, we would sit together and say, what are your 3 things? So we would think of 3 things that we were thankful for each day. And when you're going through hard things and when the hard things seem really big, thinking of just 3 little things that you're thankful for can really help you to lift your spirits. So there's that. One thing, I love putting stickers in my planners, and one thing with just rub-ons is you can't really move them if you decide you don't like it. So when they're there, they're there. So I might just cut some of these out and just arrange them for a minute and then start rubbing them on. So I'll fast forward through this. All right, so I've got these cut out and I'm gonna take my little stick and rub them on. So anyway, we think of 3 things, and the 3 things are usually little things, like drinking coffee. If any of you know, the reason I had a major surgery a year and a half ago was because I couldn't eat anything anymore. So I had a stomach surgery, and well, I could eat a little bit, but I just couldn't eat food. I had a stomach problem that was really bad. So I went through this major stomach surgery where you need to, like, your whole body has to learn to digest differently. And so it took a long time to heal. And one thing I wasn't able to drink was coffee. And so now I drink coffee every day, and I am so grateful and thankful to be able to drink it, because for so long I couldn't drink it. It's just little things like that. I mean, that's a big one for me. But I'm thankful for people who do nice things. I'm thankful for sunshine, because we live in the Pacific Northwest. So sunshine is something to be very thankful for. I am thankful for my husband and my family. I find things to be thankful for, and just finding those things every day has really changed my outlook and helped me to get through some really hard things. The second thing, so I was gonna set this up when we're done. I'm gonna put the 3 things, at least 3 things, and sometimes, and in the podcast I talked about how 3 things can sometimes turn into 8 things, like just thinking of 3 things and then more things come out. And some people do it in the morning and at night. I just do it at night right now. And then another thing that I said would be helpful was to write down something that brought you joy, something that made you happy, and maybe just a little journaling part. And so it's going to use this here for the journaling part. And if you hear my dog Annie is in the room with me now. My husband's not home, so she's hanging out with me today. So I'll put her picture on the screen if you're a dog person. And let's see. So yeah, just journaling little things that made you happy. Something that happened during the day, just journaling about it a little bit more. And then another thing that I talked about in the podcast, and you can listen to the podcast if you want, but I wanted to start making my Bible journaling pages or my videos to go along with my podcast, so they kind of go together. If you didn't know, so I've written several books and Bible studies, and before I had my surgery, I had that podcast, and I had stopped doing it while I was recovering, and then a lot of things happened in my life, and I just didn't pick it back up until recently. So I started the YouTube channel to start Bible journaling and doing some art, just to help me heal. There's just something so special about doing art or crafts and thinking about the Word of God. It's just so powerful, and it really helped me through some hard days. And I'm so glad that a lot of you were blessed by watching the videos. I was being blessed by doing them. I didn't start writing another book. I just got finished editing 5 books for my pastor. So I'm kind of taking a little bit of a breather. But I am starting a Patreon here pretty soon, where you'll get a devotion, and I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking that it will be a devotion with reflection questions and like a Bible journaling printable every month. And then I'm thinking, so let me know in the comments what you think about this if you're interested, because I'm thinking about maybe a suggestion box where people can suggest, where you can suggest ideas for the podcast or ideas for videos, and then you'd get like a shout out that I picked your idea. I don't know, just let me know if that sounds like something you'd want to do. So right now I'm thinking about it. I am making plans for it, and I'm just following where I think the Lord is leading me. That's been my whole journey. And so that is the rub-ons there, and I think that looks really cute. I really like these. And the next thing that I talked about is answered prayers. So here, if you go here, and you can write right over, but I talked about the Lord answering the little prayers, and I talked about, I'm going to use some stickers to mark my spots, and this is the fall sticker book from the Happy Planner. I think it's a really old one, but they restocked it, and I just love this sticker book, so I got another one. So they have some header stickers in here. So I'm gonna just mark 3 things. So my 3 things, and that'll be my journal here. So we'll just stick these on. I like this book because it has some really cute fall colors in it. And if you're wondering, this planner is the horizontal planner from Happy Planner. Straighten that up. So I find it nice at the end of my day. I'll come in here, I write down 3 things. I write in my journal. I write down little answered prayers. So yeah, the last one was answered prayers. And in the podcast, I talked about little prayers being answered. When we write down and remember the answers to our prayers, even if it's the littlest things, it helps us to remember that God has heard our prayers, even about the little things, and that He's working on the big things too. Because I know that when you're praying about big things and you don't see the answer right away, it can get very discouraging. But when you write the answers to the little prayers in your daily life or even week, it can really help you to know that God hears you and He's working on the big things too. So that is my gratitude journal. So again, I'll keep this part for a journal. This part is my 3 things, and this part is my little answers to prayers. Even I'm hoping to write a big answer to prayer here soon. But right now I'm writing every little answer to prayer, every little tiny prayer that's been answered, and it really encourages my heart. So I hope you like this video. I'll put the supplies I used in the description below, and I'll also put the link to the podcast. God bless.